What I realized when I was speaking out at Sunburst, and I would reference that, no one to blame, uh, the whole idea is what I would say to them, as I said, there's a cause that has created this effect. And if we can understand that cause, we can change the effect. That there's nobody to blame, and there's nobody at fault, including ourselves, due to the fact that we did everything that we could do at that time with what we had. There's no other way to be except, to utilize the information that you have is the only thing you can utilize at that given time. So it's about accepting that there's another way of accepting responsibility without putting blame on anybody, about being accountable to self and to nurture that with respect. Because so much of this is based on disrespect. We disrespect ourselves by the things that we do to ourselves, the things that we think about ourselves and stuff. So it's interesting to realize that if I can start to understand the cause that has created this effect, then I have the power to change that. I'm really not powerless. I just learned how to give my power away. And so if I've given my power away to people, places, and things, I was also giving it away to a concept of me that doesn't work. I've given it away to an identity that was destructive and on a course for a very slow, agonizing, miserable life to death. So it's about, for me, it's about recognizing. Here's why I like the physics part of it. This is why I like the science part of it, because it kind of takes the morality out of it. If you can connect the dots and understand and see how this works, and you don't like the way it works, you can change it. Okay? The difficult part of that is if we're so emotionally attached to what we've created, our own identity, and that whole ability to continue to re-abuse ourselves as part of I'll do it to me before you do it to me type of thing, that can change too. But it's a work in progress. It doesn't happen automatic. There's no light switch, And there's another concept too that's amazing with people who have near-death experiences or have horrible, really, really traumatic shifts in their consciousness. Those of us that don't, we're still working on a lot of old baggage. I was in a chapter of a book that talked about having a life review, and a guy died, and he studied himself, and he saw and experienced all the things that he did bad, not only to other people, and felt their discomfort for the way he treated them. He also felt finally for the first time, what it felt like for him, that he denied what he was doing to these other people. Well, when you die, apparently from what I've studied, very minimal, all that stuff goes away, all that self-judgment, and you're in another realm. But on this planet, working here, we're still working with a lot of old feedback and a lot of chemical-wise that's embodied in us that keeps us from wanting. I don't want to say it keeps us from wanting to change, but the resistance to change, because it's part of our old identity. Part of my old identity was to beat myself up. Part of my old identity was to create an environment where they would beat me up, verbally for sure, and sometimes even physically. Because that's what I was habituated to. But I no longer want to do that. I no longer surround myself with that. And I surround myself with people who are going to help me respect myself, not blame myself. They're going to call me on it, and support me on my journey for healing, as opposed to support me in my dis-ease and identity that I created that no longer serves me. So I don't know if that respect is like the universe. It expands, Like all you need is just a tiny little piece. And if I can take that tiny little piece, I can build on that. And what's happening when I build on that, it's pushing away another identity that no longer serves me. Well, there's conflict with that, because I'm so used to being who I used to be. And hearing the things that I would say inside my head, So I need that support. I want that support. I don't need it. I want that support of people that are going to help me make that expansion of respect and call me when I'm not being respectful to myself. And some of them are quite blunt, when I'm not. Or repeating my history. I don't have any more history. It's done. I got it. I figured it out. I've got it down. I don't have any paper, but I could be a psychologist. I got it down. I understand it. I'm not dealing with that anymore. My history doesn't matter anymore. It's the habits that I've created and the self-identity and the emotional attachment to those habits. That's the struggle to let go of. Respect is like love. I mean, respect is love. Hey, so the more I love myself, or the closer I get to that, through this path of, okay, I like myself a little bit better, or, okay, you're kind of an okay guy, or whatever, towards that, then the respect just follows through. I would assume that respect and love are very interconnected. And it's not something I have to try to do. What I have to try to do is let go of those things that keep me from that.